Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live here on April 27, 2020, just a few days away from May. Many want to consider when the summer starts. We have a great show lined up for you today. We have the GOAT herself, PHINSANITY 5, on standby, ready to join, guys. I wanted to say welcome to the stream. You could always check out TD Fans Talk on Instagram, TD Fans Talk, Twitter at TD Fans Talk, Facebook TD Fans Talk. You can also find my content on dolphinstalk.com. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. If you are new to the channel, it doesn't hurt to hit the subscribe button. Get the latest and all the information on Miami Dolphins news, ladies and gentlemen, and occasional sports as well around the league. Welcome to TD Fans Talk, guys. We're about to get started. I'm giving everybody a little bit of time to come in because I know how YouTube is on Mondays with their notifications. We already have 70 in the room, 36 likes. Punch that like button, guys. I want to give a shout out to those who have been waiting. And the first one in the building today was Kenny Zapata, said, let's get it. What's up, Kenny? I hope all is well. Shout out to the Mod Squad, L. Burgess, 1978 in the building. Real Nisith. I know I keep pronouncing that wrong. I'm going to have to call him and see how to actually pronounce it. Maybe I'll be getting it right. Rhino Seath. Oh, we'll get it together. Brandon Hudgens, what's up? As you all know, Flipside Fishing in the building. What's up, everybody? Chad Marchone, I see you, man. DM Fins in the house. Donald Young in the house, man. We got everybody lined up with us. Welcome to TD Fans Talk, guys. Listen, the dust has settled. We've been waiting for this point for so long, it feels like. It went by fast. I think we helped things go by very fast, but the dust has settled. The draft is over. We've gotten our draft picks. We've signed our UDFAs, undrafted free agents. We've already cut 4 players, Perrine being one of them, which was notable. Our punter, we cut. Not our punter. Please forgive me. Our long snapper, we cut, which was we pretty much knew that was going to happen because we drafted a long snapper. And 2 other individuals we cut, I'll mention later. But listen, guys, we got good news, though. The NBA has notified every team to not get the teams back together no earlier than May the 8th. That is a good sign. That is a good sign for the sports world. Hopefully things continue to get better so that we can feel more and more comfortable about opening sports up. But the NBA has instructed the teams to allow players to return to practices no earlier than May the 8th. That's 2 weeks, a week and a half, some may say, okay? So if the NBA may be getting back to what they're doing, the NFL may not be far behind. Football might be on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Orange County, California, courtesy of God's child. I see you, man. Football may be right on the horizon, man. Listen, that excites me. I just hope that we're doing it smartly, and I hope that things start to pass and it's a good time to restart back up. But that means that we might be just in time to open up some of these camps in the football world. But we shall see. You'll hear it here, and I'll let you all know as soon as we know more about the NFL and its proposed dates to possibly reopen. We shall see. But outside of that, let me stop babbling. Let's get to the GOAT herself, PHINSANITY 5. What's up, girl?
I'm definitely not the GOAT. I have a lot of work,
Look at that humility.
Got a lot of work to do to get to the likes of Kay and you and Doug and Great One. And
you already passed. You already passed.
Nah, man. So I'm glad that I have this platform to, help build it up, but nah.
I'm glad you do too, because you're a huge asset over here, and I appreciate everything you bring to the table. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. But I
listen, TD, all this Bobby McCain talk, I might have to,
Bobby on the way out. No, I ain't gonna put that in there.
I'm not blind. I'm not blind. A lot of people have been hitting me up about Bobby. I'm not blind. Bobby, all Bobby has to do is go into camp and beat out these young guys. But that money.
Somebody told me that they plan on putting him back in the nickel, but I don't know. We shall see. It just depends on what camp brings us. But I know one thing. This is going to be one of the most exciting camps that we have ever had. I thought last year was exciting, but this year is going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to be an exciting camp. I'm actually, you want to know what I'm nervous about, Finsanity?
What's up?
I'm nervous about the offense. Let me tell you why. Okay. Just the receiving core, because we got an emerging Devante Parker who came off of a heck of a year late in the season. Now, let's put things into perspective. It was only half a season. If we really want to be honest, it was only a half a season. And we're all happy that he had a great half of a season and put up over 1,000 yards, but he's had injury history. We can't sit here and act like one season injury removed and all of a sudden Devante Parker's fixed and this and that.
That's how it starts. You get the wheel going. Like I said, that wheel.
I get it, but sometimes things can. I'm not trying to be the negative Nancy. I'm just trying to throw out there that at the end of the day, we have to hope that he stays healthy for one.
He will.
And two, that he picks up where he left off and doesn't regress, because that is a real possibility. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but it is, because having a more balanced run game is going to take away less opportunities for him to get the ball, because last year we spread it out and threw the ball probably 70% of the time late in the season. And if we have the balance that we want, that's going to be reduced. And then on top of it, you have to factor in the point that he went off because there was no Preston on the other side. If you want to be honest, he was kind of like one of our only options. There's a lot to think about here now.
TD, listen. I think now that Devante trusts his body and trust coming down, like you saw the physicality that he went up with to go get those balls. It took a while. And listen, when you come back from an injury, it gets in your mind. But I think now Devante trusts his body. He trusts that foot. He trusts that ankle. He trusts his lower, half of his body. And he's ready to go out there and ball and, be the Devante Parker that we fell in love with at Louisville, right? So to me, that's not a question. It's about, it's going to be very interesting now because we're expecting for Fitz or whoever is behind the line of scrimmage to have more time. So is he getting open or are we just still throwing it up to him? Like,
Listen.
It's gonna be different,
We shall see. One thing I will tell you about this team, though, iron will sharpen iron. He is going to be going against some great corners, so I like that aspect of it. But again, he's not going to get as many touches if Preston Williams comes back healthy. But that also leads me to my other concern. See, I'm sitting there concerned about Devante Parker because, okay, will he relapse? I mean, relapse may not be the right word, but you know what I mean. Will he go backwards? Will he have an injury or will he digress? And he's going to have less opportunities because Preston's back.
To me, Preston is not that threat. It's that speed deep threat that Fitz is so in love with because Fitz loves getting it out to a speedy receiver. And that's why I'm saying when you give Fitz time and you allow the receivers time to get down the field, Fitz is more likely to take that chance than just throw it up to Preston because he loves making big plays. We've seen that throughout his career. And that's why sometimes he's gotten himself in trouble where we knew Devante was such a big a big receiver that he could just go up and, snag it from like in double coverage and stuff like that with no problem. All of our speed guys, none of them are big and muscle.
I think you overlooking one thing, Finsanity. I'm about to ruffle a lot of feathers with this now. The comment section probably going to go crazy. Let me get one thing straight here. If Preston Williams didn't get hurt, he might have had more yards than Devante Parker. He might have had a better season than Devante Parker. Look at the way things were going. Am I wrong here? Am I off my rockers here right now? Because how soon we forget how Preston started, and he had a lot of drop balls, but they both did.
Yeah.
But truth is, Preston Williams was geared to have a better season than Devante. But that leads me to my next concern with the receiving
that
core.
goes back to with players being open. To me, Preston was always more open than Devante. Devante was drawing doubles and stuff. So that's why I say, if you give Fitz more time.
Yeah, but you take those drops from Preston, and it's monstrous now.
You take them drops from Preston, Rosen looks 20 times better.
No, I'm talking.
But we ain't going down that road today.
Yeah. We ain't going. But that wasn't Rosen's fault. Preston then was dropping it. He's young. He's a rookie. We gave him some passes. But I thought Preston was coming on even better than Devante in his great season. It's just that Devante was the vocal part later. But that leads me to my next concern with the wide receiving core. We got to hope Preston comes back to form. First injury, young player. You see what I'm saying? These are factors that we were sitting here like, oh, we got that guy. He's coming back from injury. We don't know what he's going to be. So we have concerns at the wide receiver position. And I don't know. And then Albert Wilson, still don't know what's going on. He wasn't a trade. He wasn't a draft day trade.
I like, barring like other than the drops that Albert had in the Patriots game, Albert made a lot of key plays for us. Like, people need to go back and really look at that game. He made some big key drops early. Oh my gosh, he made a lot of drops that game. But he made a lot of good catches, especially on that last drive to get us into position and stuff. A lot of like third down types, and Isaiah Ford. So, like I said, with Flo, it's always competition. So the best competition when you could talk about stuff like this, it makes you happy. It makes you excited because we actually have a wide receiver unit. It's just who's going to be on the field. We're like, because we're not going completely speed. So
that's the problem. We don't know who's going to be on the field because there's too many wild card situations. Is Preston going to come back healthy into form? Is Devante going to continue to beast in
Preston's fine.
I would say the same thing.
Preston's
I'm just saying.
Listen, Preston came in with more momentum.
Is Jakeem Grant going to finally reach his peak? I don't care what nobody say. Jakeem Grant ain't reached his peak yet, but will he? I don't even know if he will. He's a great spurt player, but is there any consistency? As like at the end of the day, his max is becoming an Edelman with speed. We need him to catch 6, 7, 8 balls a game for him to reach his max, not 3 or 4.
I think Grant has a lot more, has a better vert than Edelman. He's a lot more athletic than Edelman. I've seen Grant go up and get some balls.
But Edelman's more productive. That's the issue I have with it.
So it's been his inability to get off of the line of scrimmage. He needs to get more physical. If he got line of scrimmage and release, we have a great player. It's just that he can't. So especially when you have, defensive linemen and, linebackers in your backfield within 1.5 seconds. And by that time, Grant hasn't even released. So you can't even trust to throw the ball up there for him to run underneath. It's not like he doesn't have the speed to go track down the ball, because he does, but he just can't get off the line. That's the problem.
Because
so when he can do that and finally get that, hopefully he can become it though. Let's have some hope that he can do it. Because if not, he's gone, but someone else is going to put him in, a strength and conditioning program, and then bring him in that back half of a season. I think we put his focus too much in special teams. We never really. But that's how people forget that's how Tyreek started. I'm not saying he's Tyreek Hill, because he is not Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill started as nothing but, a return specialist. But they have so much respect for Tyreek's release and his speed now that no one wants to get up and try to press, because they know if they miss and he's gone, it's over. So we got to have the team has to show that type of threat ability. And once he shows that type of threat ability, then yeah. Think how many players have started with us and then gone off to bloom and blossom into Pro Bowlers and great players and Super Bowl Champions.
Somebody said all grapes can become wine, and I want to say to that person, to a degree, that's true, unless you eat that grape in its grape form. And that's what Jakeem Grant is. He's a grape that we hope becomes wine. The problem is when he's on the field, he's getting ate as a grape. He's not fermenting. That's the issue. People are bullying him into not fermenting. Just come out. Come out. That's what's happening. The guy isn't physical. And then we say he can become physical.
Listen, his real issue was the fact that Jarvis owned that slot position.
During
that time, he should have been developing to take over that spot. The Dolphins should have never felt the need that they had to bring in a guy like Albert Wilson when you had a guy like Jakeem Grant already sitting there.
And they did.
That's the true problem. When Jarvis was in there occupying the slot, remember they had Jakeem. I forget what game, and Jakeem kind of went off. Like he really went off, and I was like, "Wow, that kid has a lot of promise. He has a lot of spark." But then he just never continued. He never got it going. And someone said it. He's too inconsistent. The size doesn't matter. I mean, I've seen Darren Sproles eat teams up. So don't go about too tiny. Don't go there. Maurice Jones-Drew, undersized.
That's my issue. That's my issue. It's not. You're right. You're right. It's not about his size. The problem is he ain't using it right.
Right.
He's not using it right. He getting bullied, man. If anybody don't understand what we're talking about, go not the last year, but go to the year before last year. Game 4 of the season, Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots. The Miami Dolphins start the season 3-0. Go to that game 4 of the season. You will get all the answers you need about Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson on that film. And Albert Wilson just getting abused by the nickel in the slot corners of New England. And somebody said in the comment section, scheme him open more. The problem is if you scheme him open more, that means that you're trying to feed him the ball, which is making him a primary receiver on the route, and you're taking away from the other guys, which nothing is wrong with if he can convert. But if you're in the slot and we're about to scheme you open in a physical nickel or corner just knocks you to the ground, the whole play is a bust now.
No one wants to go back to bubble screens.
The whole play is a bust now, and that's the issue, scheming him open. And if they get up in that slot and get down and gritty, well, it's hard to scheme him open now because he's, oh my God, just go to game 4 of 2018 season, Miami Dolphins versus the New England Patriots. It was like a 33-3 loss or something like that. And we were 3-0 in that season, looking beautiful. We were high.
Listen, we were a second half team. If we want to be honest,
but we put some things together.
We were a second half team, but yeah,
it looked good.
That Raiders game, the whole high five game.
Yes,
and then they was getting high five.
High five game, the Bears game. All of that.
Osweiler.
Yeah, that was Brocktober. Yeah, I'm telling people leave it in October. Brocktober was no good for November.
I had to say that name. Oh man,
man. Listen, hey,
Gates was a homer.
Man, no, okay, I forgot. Yeah, I'm talking about Gates era. I'm going against my own word.
He did not care if there was a better quarterback out there. If you play for him,
I'm going against my own words. But let me say, I'm going to go a little further for insanity with this because you know what I'm starting to feel like.
What's up?
Greer and Flores connection is building this to be their team. In 2 years, we ain't gonna see none of these guys. And I could be wrong, of course, as I could be wrong about anything. But if you weren't here, if you didn't come on this team last year, you probably won't be here in 2 years, unless you're Devante Parker. And that is literally the only one that I could see possibly being on this roster in 2 years. And I mean, I could see a whole lot of others, but a lot of these guys aren't Flores guys. Now, Devante Parker became a Flores guy by giving him a prove it to me deal and prove that you're my guy, and they paid him. Gesicki, yeah, he'll probably be here. But it ain't many guys that's on this roster that was here 3-4 years now that will be here. They're gonna clean house slowly but surely, and it's all gonna be trade worthy. That's why some people say Gotcha ain't going nowhere. He may not, but I don't know, man. I don't know. If you look at the way we drafted the additional players that we see, I believe we got like 3 nose tackles. I mean, that ain't just by coincidence, guys. Yeah, some people say Jerome Baker. It just depends. Is he going to finish plays? I think Flores and those guys can fall in love with Baker, though.
You know
I personally think they can. What's that?
To me, it's going to come down to their evaluation and Van Noy's evaluation, because Van Noy is going to have to see something in these guys that's going to say, yeah, they can do it. They can pick it up. They got it. But remember, he's already the leader of that room, and he hasn't even taken a snap going down in our colors.
That's real.
That's what it's coming down to.
People have to understand that they're gonna lean a lot on Van. See, these are the things that most people don't talk about. Van Noy is gonna go out there and do his job, do it well, but he's also gonna be helping these young guys. And Van Noy is a winner. You think he came to Miami just to be another guy getting coached around a whole bunch of guys that may just not get it? No, Van Noy is that voice. Van Noy is that Flores. Listen, man, we got to get better at that spot. This ain't working. Like literally. That's the Van Noy. If you watched the Jordan documentary last night, Dennis Rodman wanted a vacation. Phil didn't say okay. Phil said, well, we need to talk to Jordan. That's kind of what Van Noy is going to be on his defense, even though nobody getting a vacation. I'm just saying. It's that consulting conversation about the overall defense. That's why I love the addition of Van Noy. He's a real leader in the locker room. And especially on this young defense, what people aren't talking about, this defense is young. The defense is young, including Van Noy. The defense is young. Like when I sit back and I really think about it, who's older than 27 on this defense, FinSanity?
I don't have the roster in front of me right now. Don't make me think about, you know how many, I think we're like 2 shy of having our minimum right now. So it's a lot of people to think about right now. But if anybody knows off the top of their head, please let me know, because I don't think we have one. Because Rashad's going. I'm trying to think. Bobby is like 20. Yeah, Bobby's like 25, 26. He's not too old.
I think Van Noy is the oldest one in the room, and he's the leader. Outside of that, it's a whole bunch of kids just coming off their rookie deal or on their rookie deal. And when I say just coming off their rookie deal, literally first contract after their rookie deal. So listen,
Anthony, hold on one second. Anthony, because you keep posting this question. No, not right now. I can't say what he's done over the off season, but right now, no.
What's that?
I think he asked if Jakeem is okay to be in a slot, like the handle physicality of the slot, like week to week. And I mean, just no.
Jakeem Grant is better outside. Jakeem Grant is better outside. The problem is he ain't getting enough reps outside, because you got Preston Williams, you got Devante Parker, you got Isaiah Ford. We had Hearns and all of those guys. It was hard. Jakeem Grant was limited last year, even when healthy. He wasn't on the field much. It took injuries to get better looks. So, man, this is going to be oh my gosh, football this year is going to be so much information, because we have so many new scenarios, so many new players, a new scheme, see, now Flores can actually run schematic football the way he wants. Now we can actually see some of the vision of what he's trying to get across. It's going to be real interesting. Very interesting. Havoc Maker, shout out for the donation, said, TD, much respect. Is Perry going to be our slot? What's your thoughts on that, FinSanity?
Starting day one, no.
No, well, I don't think that, but
starting day one, no. I mean, listen, what is he like? They say 5'10". He has the ability to become that. I mean, like I read something today where they have him listed as a running back, but he's like, I did most of my draft stuff as a wide receiver. So, I mean, I don't even right now. Miami's trying to put him in the running back room. We'll see how he does in the wide receiver room. I mean, like at the end of the day, do I think he starts day one for us? No, but do I think he has the ability and the talent to get there? Yes, of course. And there's no better place to do it than on our team, because competition wins out every single time. That's the truth of it all.
That's the thing, man. All these players we talking about, First of all, see, and this is gonna sound crazy. You got all that Jakeem, all that, man. First of all, these guys got to beat out the guys that just came in. And I know that it's easy for us to say, yeah, he'll beat them out, man. You don't know what's gonna happen in camp. Some of these guys coming off injury, and I literally think, that Albert Wilson is a training camp trade, but contingent on how the room looks when we start camp. Are we struggling at the position in camp? Then it's harder to, they might want to eat that contract. Are we doing just fine at the position in camp? Let's go ahead and pick up a 4th round pick, maybe not even that. But let's go ahead and pick up something for next year's draft and save money and get this cash. So different ways to look at it. Shout out to Just Ice Cold with a donation. Kirk Merritt is going to start in the slot watch this year. This year? That's interesting. But that's what
sleeper name. That's a sleeper name. But to me, it also a lot of this is gonna, depend on some of our sets. How many guys are we gonna have on the field at wide receiver at certain times? I mean, but yeah, Kurt Mayer is a sleeper. Everyone, listen, the slot is open. X got the one outside, Preston got the other outside. The slot is open for business. So anyone who wants to take a crack guess on who's going to be our slot, go ahead.
Is it open?
To me, unless they're going to keep Albert. Or Ford, we can put Ford in there. You can put Ford in there. Ford did pretty well.
Chan Gailey, big receiver type guy, loves big receivers. And then you got to look at Mike Gesicki. They love flexing him out.
That's why I was saying.
Double tight end set.
How many receivers they went out on there?
Yes, you see this guy that played defensive end that they're using as a tight end now. They signed him as a tight end. I mean, double tight end set, flex out Gesicki. It's a lot of interesting looks we can give. It's going to be very interesting. Man.
Someone said Albert should play running back and slot.
Jet sweeps and different things like that, possibly, if we need to open it up and jet sweeps are designed to slow down the pass rush. It slows down the over pursuit. Last year, remember in 2018, we had a trash O-line then too, as always, and we couldn't give the quarterback any time, so we went to the jet sweeps and the screen passes to get the D-line and the linebackers to respect it a little more. And that's when we start going off with Albert Wilson, start getting touchdowns, 60-yard touchdowns, start getting the first downs on jet sweeps. And then we were able to throw the ball a little better because they had to respect that we kept sweeping. The problem with Adam Gase is he oversaturated things. I was all for the jet sweeps and the bubble screens to say, hey, y'all stop blitzing us. Okay, stop blitzing us. We're going to hit you with this. And we were making them pay for it. But okay, they stopped blitzing, but you kept doing it. And that's where his issue was, knowing how to adjust. You've already accomplished what you were trying to in stopping the blitz, but now you're still doing it. And that's what started killing us with Adam Gase. He don't know how to adjust the right way. Man, so what else is on your mind, Finsanity? What's going on?
I have some questions for you. As we do this every single Monday.
Oh boy.
What? I do not ask impossible questions. All I ask for, is your opinion.
Okay,
is that hard?
All right,
it's just listen, there's no right or wrong answers. Those are the best questions,
All right. Answer one, Tannehill to GOAT. All right. Ain't no right or wrong. Shout out to YG with the donation. Merritt will be our slot. That kid Savage will be the Preston Williams of last year. Preston Williams of last year. Love the UEFA signing. Yes, sir. Well, listen, again, camp is going to tell us that if this kid emerges over everybody at the position, that is a huge win for him. And if he can Preston it up, I'm all for it. I want to win. I don't care if he beat out Devante Parker. As long as we got the best at that position, I want to win. I'm for it, man. So let's roll. Let's get these questions. Let's see if I can do my very best.
Wow. I'm not doing this. Okay. So we're going to go back to one of the questions you were a little hesitant on before I asked it as a 2-part question, but now I'm asking it as a 1-part question. The Miami Dolphins will have 1,000-yard rusher.
Absolutely not now. At first it was committed. Absolutely not, because none of those guys are going to be the premier back. It's going to be by committee. When they brought in Breida, I don't know why I be forgetting his name. When they brought him in, that told you this is by committee. Everybody eat, do your job when you get in. Nobody's gonna be in there tired, having to come out the game. Everybody eat. So absolutely not. We will not have 1,000-yard rusher. If we have 1,000-yard rusher, that means we put up probably 2,300 rushing yards in a season.
Not necessarily.
That's the only way. That's what I'm telling you. That's the only way we getting it.
2,300 combined? No.
That means one of them got 1,000 or 1,100. The other one got like 700. You got the few backs behind them with 1 and 200, and the quarterback with another 2 to 3. That's the only way that we get 1,000-yard rush. Well, he put up almost 300 last year, but I don't think we're gonna need that.
Because we didn't have a run game. You think we're gonna nah? Fitz ain't sniffing 200 this year.
We won't have 1,000-yard back though. We will not. It's gonna be very close. We can get guys that make it up to 920 or something like that.
Wow.
I mean, these guys ain't had 1,000-yard seasons in their career anyway yet.
Listen.
These are guys who are great by committee. They come in and they bruise when they get their shot.
A part of me feels like someone's going to get very close. Someone is going to flirt with it very, very well. It's going to be a lot closer than what people think. I think someone is going to be up there sniffing it like around week 15, 16, and they'll be in good position to get it. If they don't get injured. Let's make that a stipulation. If they don't get injured, I love the offensive linemen that we've brought in to, open up some big holes, get out some zone schemes and stuff like that. I think if we can get this running, because listen, that was something they were trying to, enforce last year, trying to run that ball. Even when we couldn't, they still kept trying. Now, granted, Kelly's different, so we're gonna see what he wants to do. But I think if they can find a rhythm in that run game, someone's going to be very close.
And let me tell you another reason why I don't see it. First of all, I think Howard's number 1 on the depth chart. He's going to be the premier back. Like some people say in the comment section, Howard has had 2,000-yard seasons, barely 1,000. First of all, let's get that straight. And then when he had those barely 1,000, he was the guy. What derailed him on his side was the injury, and then other guys looking good, and then we got the opportunity to grab him. But now you're a dedicated committee. When he got those 1,000-yard seasons, he had some help, but he was the workhorse. You're not going to have a young Breida, if he's healthy, just sitting back like, okay, this is the workhorse and I'm going to get 8 carries a game. No, he going to get probably 10 and Howard's going to get probably 16, 17. But
so what do you think the split's going to be? What do you think the most one of them could have?
950, 980. I mean, that's good. That's
virtually
1,000. Yeah, but 1,000-yard season. I'm answering that question. And then you got to understand, just like New England. I know we don't like comparing the way we're building like New England all the time, but you don't put pressure on one guy and try to have them do it all. And Flores is that type of guy. Who's going to be our guy this week? Not you're our guy for the season. You can exploit that defensive matchup. Your strengths can help us win this game, Breida. So we're going to feed you more than Howard. Howard, in game 3, your strengths is going to help us beat this team. We're going to feed you more. That's the type of team we're going to have. Now, if all the teams we play are to Howard's strength and we're feeding Howard, then that makes sense. But it's going to be on a week-by-week basis. That's why even New England in the playoffs, you wonder why one running back can have 150 yards in the divisional round, and in the Super Bowl they don't get no carries.
I see you, Corey. I don't think. Listen, TD's points are 100% valid. I said they were going to get close. He thinks 950. That's close. So we're pretty much on the same stream, but
it's not a bad thing.
Absolutely not 1,000. I'm saying the person is going to be close enough
Yeah, I don't see over 1,000.
So it's going to be, I mean, but for you to say absolutely not, and you think 950, that's kind of strong, don't you? They'd be like, absolutely, like, dang, wow.
Too much committee. It's committee.
Listen,
it's committee.
I get you. I get you.
I'm
with you. I'm with you. You don't have
and on top of it, we talk about two guys who've had injuries. So we don't know what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna live off of no injuries are gonna happen. But no, it's y'all have to understand. This isn't about creating the Pro Bowl on this team. The Flores and them don't care about feeding the guy and making you a Pro Bowler. It's about winning. So if Howard is 15 games in and he got 950 yards, but Breda gives us the best chance to win against this D this week, Breda's going to get the majority of the snaps. It's not this is our better back. This is our better back. It's more of this is the better back for this team we're playing against. That's the better back for that team we're playing against. Get used to that, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't about y'all caring. It ain't about y'all getting excited about who's the new stars of the team. The whole team is going to be the star. That's what it's about. So get used to it. Sorry, y'all.
It's not our best back, but I do like Laird. I do like Laird, but he's not our best back.
That's going to be interesting, too. Who's going to make the roster on the back end of that running back group? Who's going to get the nod? Shout out to Marshall Sargent with donation, said a lot of Samoans about to be in Miami for Tua. I agree.
If we're allowed to travel.
So y'all already there.
Laird is not super trash. Now that's a reach.
Hey, who's going to get the third back? Who's going to be the third back?
Why you going to ask me that now?
Throwing one back at you. Who's going to be the third back?
This has been Sanity Monday. I asked the questions here, okay? You said Tua.
Man, what happened?
Listen,
Tua's gonna be the third back.
I think. Oh my gosh, I think they're gonna try to beat the dead horse with Balaj, but
it ain't no dead horse. That's so unfair.
The fact that he'll have holes now,
Balaj might start. Y'all keep messing around. Ooh, I know nobody believes that, but you gonna look up. Balaj might start on y'all. With a new O-line, he might start on y'all. Watch. Y'all better watch out.
You play too much on Monday. Bring this energy on Tuesday tomorrow.
We shall see. Now, I don't believe Balaj will start. But listen, man, we're gonna sit here and deem people who gonna start or not. I mean, listen, camp ain't whatever happened in camp gonna tell you who gonna be what and who gonna do what. You already got your money, you already under contract. You don't care about who's making the most and what draft pick they were, is who's playing best, because the most important thing is winning. So we gonna see.
Balaj is a poor man's Eckler.
Yeah, but he might get rich this year. He might get rich. Y'all keep on writing Balaj off. I know one thing, they love Balaj.
Listen, I need him to redeem me from what I said last year, hyping up, hey Joel. So all right, you ready for the next one? We have an absolutely not on the first one. And oh gosh, that would be funny. All right. So you ready?
Yes.
The Miami Dolphins will have more red zone rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns. And red zone is from 20 in. So I want you to keep that in mind. Red zone does not necessarily mean 1 yard line.
That is a good question.
I know. What's up? 3 a.m. last night.
Red zone, passing touchdowns or rushing touchdowns? Which will we have more of? Fitzpatrick's the quarterback. We got runners. We have an O-line. We have dogs that can go up and get it, but we will have more rushing touchdowns. I'm going to say that in the red zone. The reason why is because I could see us in the red zone quite a bit, but I can't see Flores and those guys taking too many shots with Fitzpatrick throwing in tighter windows when you have a better O-line in a better situation. Now, in the red zone, I could see with a Changele offense us throwing on first down more often. So throwing on first down more often, I could see us having a lot of red zone, like second and goal from the 4. And that's a prime opportunity to also run the ball. Different looks like that. So I'm going to say rushing touchdowns. I'm going to go with rushing touchdowns in the red zone. That's a good one though, because I really don't know. I'm just putting that together based off of my first thoughts.
Okay.
What about you?
Huh?
What about you?
What do I think? I mean, listen, Changeli's smart, right? So I just want to say Changeli's smart, and he knows once you're inside the 5, he's going to run it. But I think if we're sniffing around the 20, he will be trying to throw that ball in the end zone. I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be very close. I think the ratio is going to be about even. But I'm going to tip my hat. I'm going to tip my hat to, what's her name? Rushing. And listen, Chan ain't afraid to do. Chan is not going to be afraid to throw that ball up to Preston in that corner.
I agree. I don't like Fitz though. I don't like Fitz in the red zone.
No, nobody like Fitz in the red zone.
I like Fitz on the 40-yard line throwing the bomb to the end zone on the sideline, but not in the red zone.
But I will say this. Hopefully, now that Kenyon is gone, we won't have to worry about fumbles on the 1-yard line.
You took that right out of my mouth. I was about to go in. Hey, we ain't got Drake no more either. Oh, run. Drake is the man. Oh, don't get me started. He gone. I don't need to be talking about the man. He ain't here no more. I ain't finna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Gesicki will be utilized a lot more.
You know, got my blood pressure up.
We gonna face them this year. It's gonna be interesting.
Hey, you forgot about our secret weapon in the red zone. Let's see if PHINSANITY know who our secret weapon is on the goal line.
On the goal line?
Hey, I don't care, within 2-3 yards. Christian Wilkins. Let's go, baby. That's our secret weapon.
He said he fumbles 2 times. Stop it. 2 very key times against the Bears to win the game.
The Cowboys.
And that was the momentum, man. Listen, that took it a lot out of us.
Fumbled 2 times. 2 big times.
Will Cox make the team as a utility player?
And
someone asked me, will Cox make the team as a utility player? I know you talk about Chandler Cox.
Man, that just depends on Changeli, what his vision is.
Last year like that. That's sad. Anyway, someone said we won because their kicker missed the field goal. Do you forget that? That after that, the guy had to literally miss.
Don't be putting that false stuff out here.
We're all scared.
We drove the ball down. We on the 1-yard line, and I'm like, Gates put Gore in, and he ain't put the man in, and Drake sit there and fumble on the 1. They get the ball. They drive it all the way down in field goal range and miss it, which allowed us to come back and win the game.
Are you talking about when you had milk come out your nose when he said Balaj or I said Balaj? I'm sorry if we missed that.
Oh, he had a super chat? Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Shake Money said milk came out of my nose when you said Balaj.
I mean, I'm sorry. Oh, Larry's in there. Hi, Larry.
Listen.
All right. So you said rushing.
Balaj's gonna be that guy, man. Balaj's about to go to the Pro Bowl, 1,200 yards. Now you know I'm talking. PHINSANITY, you better stop. Y'all. You gonna be eating your words now. Balaj, listen, the coaching staff is very high on Balaj. Y'all need to stop ignoring that. That is a fact.
CD, I was high on Balaj. Don't do that.
I'm still high on him, man. People act like
come on your platform and call me out.
Y'all act like these other factors don't matter. Y'all act like the old line wasn't putrid. It was horrible. Y'all gotta stop that mess. This man getting met in the backfield, and y'all holding on to one play that Fitzpatrick actually overthrew the ball when Balaj ducked. Gosh, man. I'm gonna stop, man. Let me get off of it, man. We'll see in camp. We'll see. Y'all gonna be mad at Balaj getting them first snaps. Y'all gonna be real heated. And then if he going off, if he going off, y'all gonna be big mad. What's my next question? They gonna have me going.
Okay, so we brought in a lot of offensive linemen, right? We have a lot of offensive linemen, all right? So last year,
Super Bowl.
Last year, the average sacks allowed by a team was 39.
What we allowed?
The Dolphins, we were over 50 anyway. The Dolphins will allow less than 39 this year or more.
Winners train, losers
This is why they don't take you seriously on Tuesday now.
You said how many are we gonna have?
I said will we allow less than 39, less than the league average last year.
Sacks?
Yes.
Less than 39.
Do the average in your head per game.
Yeah, you know I am.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's a good one. Literally like 2.4 a game, 2.5. Will we allow less than that?
Yes,
with the old line that we have now that has to gel. Gosh, that's such a tough question.
You want to come back to it after training camp?
No, I'll go ahead anyway. I'll give my answer for now. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say push.
You're gonna push that one? Okay.
And what I mean is I say right at 39.
I know what to push.
I know you do. For those who don't though, I'm gonna say somewhere right around 39. Because early on, I mean, we can't sit here and we can be surprised and that'll be a beautiful thing, but we can't sit here and expect this to be the best O-line in the league game one. I mean, things have to gel against other defenses. So, I mean, you might have some growing pains. And again, I don't know what Fitzpatrick's doing right now. He might be sitting on the couch eating cake with his kids like he did last year. And doing the same thing he did last year early in the season, getting sacked 5 times a game. So 5 games of that automatically write your season. So I'm going to say push. I'm going to put it right at 39. Okay. So, and that'll actually be good, honestly. That'll be good.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. And that's the league average?
That was the league average, yes.
Yeah, that's not good. What were we? Probably 55? Maybe 60?
Listen, we were over 50. I didn't write down. I was just doing the math. But
yeah.
I think it's going to be very contingent on play action. If our play action is effective, meaning our running game is effective, then it's going to be less. Yeah. If it's not during the game and they're just like, we can keep bringing the house, then yeah, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be another horrible.
That's the thing, bringing the house. So it just depends. I don't know.
They didn't have to bring the house last year. That's the bad part about it.
What happened?
They didn't even have to bring the house last year against us, and they were still getting in our backfield. That's the hard part about it. Really,
it depends on who was playing. They brought a lot of 5-man rushes and stuff, and Rosen was in 5- and 6-man rushes. Fitzpatrick, they backed up. Yeah, we played the 49ers. That's 8 sacks right there. Yeah, it is. It is 8 sacks.
No, it's not.
It is.
Petey, I would put a shirt on that right now that they don't get 8 on us.
No, I didn't say on us. I said on them. We're gonna sack them 8 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how you like me now? Just ice cold.
They run too much.
Yeah, man. That's true. But still, I ain't worried about ain't nobody worried about no 49ers, man. Watch it. That's gonna be the game we win.
Hurries and hits.
That's gonna be the game we win. That's gonna be the game we win. Watch, because they wide receiving core ain't getting off on our secondary.
Oh no, they got Ayuk and Debo right now. Ayuk and Debo. They still got George Kittle. Watch. So that's interesting.
Your boy Garoppolo gonna make Xavier Howard a Pro Bowler again.
That's not my boy, but okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm worried about the Broncos game. I'm not.
I ain't worried about no game. Listen,
that's what our second game was built for. I'm not. Listen. Because they're not running on us. The Broncos are not running on us.
I'm not worried about a single game next year.
I'm not worried
I think that if we coach the right way and we go in for war, we can look at the type of players we got and their mentalities. Listen, we can beat anybody, but we just got to make sure that we're not getting beat. That's the thing. We got to go out, do our job, play hard. Listen, we're poised to shock even ourselves. We're poised to shock ourselves. I'm going to be honest, if you ever had faith, TD got faith about any and everything Miami Dolphins. But if you ever had faith, optimistic faith about this team, the time is now. Like this is the time where you jump out there on a limb and predict something bold that even if you don't feel 1,000% sure, this is the time you do it. This is the time, man. Like some of y'all mean to tell me in the last 8 years we've had a better roster than this right here, even with Ajayi and Landry and all those guys. The overall roster, is this not the best roster we've had in forever? I want y'all to think about that for a second. Because don't just look at the impact players. Look at the O-line, look at the D-line, look at the linebackers, look at the corners. Look at everything. Second, is this not the best roster we've had since I can remember, actually? Think about it, man. Put it in the comment section. I'm really curious about that. Y'all tell us yes or no. Yes or no in the comment section. Is this not the best roster? Better than 2016 as well. I don't care. It's better than 2016 too.
It is.
Younger, less injury prone on the O-line than 2016. Come on, man. Is this not the best roster that we've had?
Wide receiving core, but we're not going to get into that. Anyway.
Man. And Dowling said, there is always a game we have no business winning, but we managed to win in true Dolphins fashion. I think the 49ers game is that game. LOL. It's not that game because every game we have business winning. Those days are over where there is always a game that we have no business winning. Those days are over. Every game we got business winning.
Kenneth Williams, you keep putting this question in. You said TD is Bobby's job up for grabs. I can't say everyone's.
That's tough. I think everybody's job is up for grabs. I'm not going to write Bobby off because we want to take care of Insanity. So we're not going to write Bobby off.
Listen, like I said, I'm not blind to what's going on. I'm not blind. So writing is on the wall. That's all I'm going to say.
It is. God's child said, I don't know. Go ahead.
Everyone's time, everyone's clock runs out eventually on every team. So it took Tom Brady's 20 years to run out. But look, he's playing for another team, and never in our lives did we ever think that was going to happen. So
true. God shall say, I don't know about the best roster, but definitely best staff. Y'all got to tell me what year was better. A lot of y'all saying 2016. Can y'all enlighten me on what we had on defense in 2016 compared to now? See, y'all, I think a lot of y'all got that offensive mind frame right now. No, the O-line was really good. We had Ajayi, we had Landry. Tannehill playing some of his best ball. But are we ignoring the defense? I said roster with the team. Look at this defense now. You think 2016 defense is going to end up better than this one?
And people forget in 2016 we had to make a lot of comebacks.
Man, we were giving up. It was shootouts. You think that 2016 defense? Man, come on, man. Yeah, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but acknowledge me if I'm right. I'm asking y'all. I'm gonna leave my opinion out of it at this point.
We get you saying when you say Sam and Patrick, but I think you specified it like recently, right? Did you put that specification on recently? So
what happened?
Larry said possibly featuring Sam and Patrick days, but I think you said like recently, like
I said in the last 8 years. 2016. 2016 was Xavier. Yeah, we had Xavier Howard. He wasn't great. Xavier Howard wasn't great in 2016.
TD, look, the Dolphins done cut. Wow. Hopefully I'm still live. If I'm still live, please put she's still live in the comment section. I don't know what to have in the TD, but obviously the Dolphins done hacked him and got tired of what he was doing. So let me ask you guys the next question, right? Okay, and I'll give you my opinion, all right? So the next one. Jordan Howard will have more rushing yards than Preston has receiving. You guys got to let me know what you think. Jordan Howard will have more rushing yards than Preston. So you can either put Jordan or Preston for whoever you think is going to have more. Trying to think. God's child. Oh, at the end of this, I will let you know why I like Bobby McCain. Howard, we have some Prestons. Oh man, Howard's feasting this year. Fitz is going to be the leading rusher. Fitz is not going to be our leading rusher. Someone says Preston. So it seems about even, right? It seems about even, Preston and Howard. So I'm going to tell you what I think. I personally think that, and this is hard for me to say this, Jordan Howard will have more rushing yards, but Preston will have more receiving touchdowns than Jordan Howard has rushing touchdowns. And this is why I'm saying this. I really believe that we are still going to emphasize the run game, right? And I know that TD was explaining how Howard is going to have to split snaps with Breida, but I love Jordan Howard's body type and his physicality. And I love how amazingly well we've gotten bigger and stronger on our offensive line. These guys open up, well, I'm praying that these guys have the ability to open up major big holes. Now, if I'm correct, last year Jordan Howard was the one who was averaging 4.4 yards per carry. That's the type of guy who you feed. And Breida was right behind him with 5.1. But I think because he's going to be the bigger and more physical back, just like Balaj was last year, that's who Flores is going to want to gravitate the snaps to more. And we all know that with Preston came on and had an amazing preseason, and they started to trust him. But I think with Fitz right now, his chemistry is more with Parker, and he trusts the ball just to throw it up to Parker more than he is going to throw it up to Preston if like push comes to shove. So to me, that's going to take a couple passes away from Preston. I think it is going to be extremely close. I think they're both going to be in the 900 range, but Howard is just going to edge him out a little bit more, even if it comes down to like red zone snaps and touches and stuff like that. But I do believe that Preston will have absolutely more receiving touchdowns than Howard has rushing. But I believe also that Howard will have more rushing yards than Preston will have receiving. That's all I'm saying. All right. So last thing before we go, I need to know everyone's division records. And then I'm going to tell you mine as of right now where I think we will be in the division. But last vision sucks. It's hard to have vision when someone's right in your face as soon as you get the ball. So yeah, just put your divisional records. That means against the Jets, Bills, and Patriots. So Esteban says 5-1. We're getting a lot of 5-1s.
My bad.
No, you're fine. Did you want to comment on the one I just said?
What was that?
Jordan Howard. Who will have more? Jordan Howard will have more rushing yards than Preston has receiving. I think Howard will have more rushing than Preston has receiving. What do you think?
Preston's gonna have more yards.
We need to put a t-shirt on that right now.
Let's do it because Preston's 1,000-yard receiver. Hey, hold on. We ain't betting it officially into training camp. I got to make sure he's healthy first.
Put the stipulation on it now.
No, I mean that's fair. No, that's fair.
An injury clause. I can say the same thing about my guy.
Okay, injury clause. Yep.
Injury clause. If either one gets injured during the season.
No. Injury clause. If they get injured in the season more than 2 games, I still got him at 1,000 yards with 2 games out.
Okay.
I still got Preston. About to eat.
I got Howard. Listen,
Preston about to eat.
Listen, didn't you lose the shirt last year?
Hey man, listen. Leave me alone.
I'm just saying.
Listen, as long as he's healthy. No. Okay. Injury clause. He got to be starting too, because if he's a little banged up and they still give him reps, no, that don't count. If he's the starter getting the first snaps and we know he'll starter 14 out of the 16 games, then yes, he gonna have more than Howard.
Listen, the ball gets shared more amongst receivers than it will behind the running back.
But Preston Williams, one catch can be 60 yards.
Let Gesicki really come on. We already saw what Fitz and Gesicki was doing last year.
That ain't gonna do nothing. That ain't gonna do nothing but make it even better for Preston.
Listen,
that's more man to man. Tight end thread up the middle.
If we know anything about Fitz. If we know anything about Fitz will beat a dead horse. That's where he gets himself in trouble. He ain't going nowhere. All he wanted to do was throw that ball up to Deshaun. And once teams started sitting on that, 5 interception games, 4 interception games.
Like I said, Howard probably got to run the ball 13 times to get 60 yards. Preston, 1 catch.
Listen, I'm going with Howard. 4.4 yards per carry. All right. So what is your last one before we go? Division record right now.
What's going to be our division record?
Yeah.
All right. Patriots, we're going to sweep. The Jets, we're going to sweep. Buffalo, we're going to sweep. What does that put us at? My math is a little off. What is that? Ask me that question. 6-0 all day. Listen, let me help people understand something, okay? First of all, if you're a real Dolphin fan, it ain't nothing in your blood that's going to tell you ain't going to sweep the Jets, okay? Period. The Patriots, you got to respect, but at the end of the day, listen, we ought to know the Patriots better than anything right now. I mean, we got their coach, we got players now, and on top of it, I think that we might even be better defensively next year. They had a great defense last year, but they lost some of those pieces to us. We might actually have a better defense than the Patriots this year. So we're going to sweep the Patriots, ladies and gentlemen. We're going up to Foxborough and getting a W. And this is going to be this is going to signify a whole new, this is going to signify the new regime, the new era of the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo is going to be a tough out. We're guaranteed to get 1 win, but Buffalo, I'm going to honestly say it depends on how the schedule is outlined. Last year it was good for us that we played them twice in the last 5 or 6 weeks. If it's set up that way again, we sweeping our division. We're running through them. We're going to go 6-0 in the division. No questions asked. I truly do believe it. This ain't, y'all can say fandom all you want. Listen, Buffalo that was a fluke last year. I don't even believe in Buffalo. Last year, they had a lot of good things going their way. I ain't big on Buffalo from last year. You have to understand, we won 5 games with the roster we had. The AFC East in general thrived last year, except Adam Gase, of course, right? That's Adam Gase. But do y'all realize our schedule? We played some of the worst teams in the league last year. We played the freaking Giants. We played the Cincinnati Bengals. We played the Redskins. We played some of the bottom tier teams of the league last year. So at the end of the day, we can all say, oh, Buffalo came on. They played us too. They got 4 wins that they definitely should have won easily last year. They should have definitely won last year. 4. Us, Bengals, Giants, and Cincinnati. Those should have been wins. Did they beat us twice, Pinsanity?
Yes.
So 5. Those should have been wins. They should have been wins. So when you think, what was Buffalo's record at the end of the season?
Oh man, don't ask me that. They were a wild card team. Like 10-6?
Did they win like 10 games?
Maybe 10-6, 9-7, yeah, something like that. Probably 10-6 if they were a wild card.
I think they were 10-6. So when you think about the rest of the league, you take the 5 what many consider bum teams out of the equation. They went 5-6 last year. They went 5-6 last year. So when you take those bum teams out of the equation, they had a losing record. Losing. So listen, I really truly do believe they wasn't as special last year as people think. They just weren't. They were not as special as people think, man. And then they caught other teams during their down moments. So no, man, Buffalo. I wasn't
the Buffalo team. That's still the Buffalo team that could not beat the Patriots at all in the last 2 years. So, I mean, we could put that point in there because we have beaten the Patriots. Listen, guys, don't be afraid to. This is why I asked you guys this. Don't be afraid of Buffalo, okay? Because Allen ain't no thrower of the ball. I could see if they had a more competent quarterback, then we could talk about it. I'm more worried about their running game than I am their passing game. Because like I said, I believe in our secondary. But I also believe in our front 3 or our front 4, whatever, when we want to run against them. And listen, let's not forget how many times did Baker have Josh Allen in his grasp and then somehow, some way, Josh Allen is spinning out or running somewhere that we don't know why he's running. We don't have guys like that no more. Grant, hopefully Van Noy. I know Van Noy knows how to tackle Josh Allen. So there is a glimmer for someone to say Josh Allen wins. He had a big lead against the Texans, but we ain't gonna go there. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna go there. I do believe that with this defense that we have, and with this running game, we can beat Buffalo in Buffalo. And listen, I was there when we beat them when he was a rookie. I mean, he was a rookie, but granted, that was on Charles Clay because, I mean, how you that wide open and don't catch the ball? But,
look at this Finsanity. Guess what Buffalo's strength of schedule was last year out of all 32 teams?
Oh, it's probably like, well, maybe like in the 20s?
27.
In the 20s, yeah.
27. And guess what? The whole AFC East, including the Patriots. The Patriots had the best strength of schedule, which was 24th. And that's because when they played certain teams, they were in better positions. Right. So it still ranks. The New England was 24th in strength of schedule. Who was next? Buffalo was 27th. We were 30th, and the Jets were 32nd. We had the easy run last year. Our division had the easy run. We had an NFC East that was beat up. We had an NFC East that was underachieving last year. So come on, man.
All we're saying is don't be surprised if we do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
Don't be surprised if we do it. I mean, there's teams. No one thought we were going to beat the Patriots last year, and somehow we ain't gonna get on that, but somehow we did it. And listen, all I'm going to say is that Buffalo seems to struggle late in the season. So it depends when we see him. And my thing is like this. We got some of those guys who knows Allen's tendencies and knows how to defend them. So
now watch this. I want to give you an outline of their schedule, Finsanity, last year.
Okay.
I
don't know what it was.
The first 3 games for the Jets. I mean for Buffalo. They beat the Jets barely 17-16. They beat the Giants, obviously. They beat Cincinnati. That was the first 3 games, and then they lost to New England.
That sounds about right.
Then they play a Tennessee with Marcus Mariota. Who got benched. That was his last game before he got benched because he sucked. And they still only won 14-17. Then they beat us. Obviously, we were terrible early. Then they beat Philly, who had one of the rockiest seasons alive, but they end up getting better because they beat up on their division with the Cowboys and Redskins and all them trash.
I don't think Alshon or what's the name played in that game, or Deshaun played in that game, and they both were hurt by that time. But go ahead. Yeah.
Then they lost to Philly actually. Then they beat Washington. It was Washington. And then they lost to Cleveland 19-16. And then they beat Miami, obviously. Then they beat Denver. How did Denver do last year? I don't even remember.
Denver had Flacco starting off, and that was horrible. I had Philip Lindsay as my running back. He was horrible in fantasy starting off. I don't know when Drew Lock came in, but they were still. And then they had I think all they had last year was Cortland Sutton, because remember they traded Emmanuel Sanders sometime that year to the 49ers. So there's a lot of variables that happened with Denver, but Denver was sorry.
Denver won 7 games in the season. Enough said. Yeah,
they were sorry. They were sorry-ish. Right? Yeah.
Then they beat Dallas, who was the most shaky team in the NFL.
That was a good win against Dallas.
They lost to Baltimore, which they were going to. They beat Pittsburgh. That was a solid win, but it was 17-10. And again, Pittsburgh was shaky. Didn't even make the playoffs. They had a run right when they got Minka in this stretch of 5 games.
They beat a good defense in a close game. It shouldn't have. If their defense was that good, it shouldn't have been that close. That's all I'm gonna say.
Then they lost to New England again. Then they lost to freaking Adam Gase, the Jets. And they lost. Game. And then they lost to Houston. So please tell me who they beat last year that got us all in a bunch talking about, they're good now. They beat up on all the scrub teams and made it in the playoffs.
There's a reason why they brought in another quarterback, a pocket passer quarterback.
Like, really, when you put it together, come on, what did they do last year?
Their roster looks good, TD. That's what people are saying.
Well, we know that.
The roster looks good, but it's about going out there and playing. And if you don't think, as a Dolphins fan, that you can go out there and beat Buffalo and go join Bill's Mafia at this point, that's all I'm saying.
But no, man, excuse me if I ain't riding high on them, though. They underachieved last year. They underachieved. You have no staple wins. You got one or two okay solid wins, but you have no staple win.
They beat Dallas. Dallas wasn't a playoff team, but listen, we ain't gonna act like Dallas roster wasn't all right. Dallas ain't had no defense, but they had defensive players. But
man, Dallas wasn't a team last year.
That's the problem with Dallas. They don't have a defense, but they have defensive players. Like they have players, but they're never a defensive team. That's their problem. They
didn't have a staple win all season. They had two good wins, but no staple wins. And we all up in a bunch about Buffalo. But listen, I promise y'all that was a one-hit wonder. And then on top of it, they should have lost to Houston in the playoffs. I've never seen a team give another team so many opportunities to win. Like, come on, man. No, I ain't scared of no Buffalo. I am not worried about Buffalo.
I'm not afraid of any team in our division this year, to be honest.
If our offense can overcome their defense, they have no shot. That's all it is.
We have the coaching advantage. Let's just put it like that.
Their defense kept them in games. Watch this. I'm gonna give you how many points. Watch how many points they allowed all season. Game 1, they allowed 16. Game 2, they allowed 14. Game 3, they allowed 17. Watch how many times they allow more than 20. Game 4, they allowed 10. Game 5, they allowed 7. They allowed 7. Game 6 against us, they allowed 21. They allowed 21. So that was the first game. Game 6 is the first game they put up more than they allowed more than 20 points. Their defense is what they were living off of. The offense wasn't explosive, and Josh Allen saved them a lot with extending plays with his legs. It's no difference from what Fitzpatrick did for us late in the season. He extended plays with his legs and made things more. The offense was a little bit more fluid and explosive with that. But people get game plan to that. Listen, the whole season, the entire season, they only allowed over 20 points 4 times. It's their defense. So again,
you know what it is, TD? And I'm going to say this. They got Stephon Diggs and people want to run in a panic.
Listen, my point was we're going to beat them twice.
We got lockdown corners. We all right.
Exactly. We're going to beat them twice. We're going to beat them twice. That's how I feel about it. Now, if we can get through that defense, that's all that matters, because our defense is going to play just as good, and it's going to be harder for them to score. Y'all will see. That's why I say twice. That's all I'm saying. Sweep the AFC East. Miami Dolphins, new king on the hill.
Listen.
Somebody just made a good point that made me nervous. They just made an excellent point that made me nervous. Let me put it up on the screen. Until X get hurt.
Why don't you put that in the atmosphere?
I know. Let me get rid of it. But it's so true. It's so true. It's so worrisome.
Listen, Devante, I'm telling y'all, Devante gonna embarrass them boys. I'm not even tripping off of it. Devante gonna embarrass the defense this year. It's not even funny. I'm not even joking with y'all. Devante gonna get like 2 touchdowns that game. I might go ahead and bet that.
You know what I'm wondering? How many points are we gonna put up per game this year?
How many points per game?
Yeah, how many points per game we gonna put up this year?
Like 1,000. Let me stop. Shout out to Remember the Titans. Great movie if you guys need something to watch during this time. Listen, I think we could be a strong 23. JNC me on the same way, 23. I think our defense.
And how many do we allow a game?
Yeah, I say about maybe somewhere 16.8.
Ooh, you think 16.8?
Listen, let me be grammatically correct when I say this. Even we saw how field goals added up real quick for us. So, I mean, a couple field goals and like a touchdown. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to let teams score a touchdown on this, but there will be some games where we allow field goals. I really feel like our red zone defense is going to be pretty tight by the second half of the season. Once we get into that groove and everybody knows where everyone wants to play and how to feed off of everybody and all that, we're gonna come on late in the second half of the season. But we face some young quarterbacks. Hopefully, we can exploit some talent deficient teams this year. And I mean, listen, you know, at the end of the day, Sam Darnold could always help us by, you know, still seeing ghosts. So, I mean, all they got is Denzel Mims. So,
or X can come back to form and get 4 picks on them or something in the game.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I think second half of the season will be a lot more. We're going to level out to somewhere like around like 16, 17, somewhere around that. But we're gonna be putting up our average of more. We're gonna have more than we give up. Let's put it like that. Hopefully, that's optimism talking. That's how that's. Hold on one second. But you can keep talking.
Yeah, I'm. When does I don't know? Y'all let me know in the comment section. When does the schedule actually come out? Like we know we know the teams we play, but the dates, who, like what order? I don't know when that actually comes out. I'm not sure. Y'all let us know in the comment section if you know when it's going to come out. Let me see here. When is Miami going to get it right early season? No, I don't say that, Draft King, because in the last 8 years, we've gotten it right a lot of those seasons early in the season. 3-0, 4-0, 4-2.
We don't know our draft. I mean, we don't know our schedule order yet.
Yeah, that's what I want to. When does that come out, though?
They said by the 7th, I think. It's coming up. I think it might be the 9th. Yeah, I think it's by May 9th, something like that. Yeah, it's the day after the
in May.
Yeah, so by May 9th, the schedule should be released. I think they're going to make. Listen, I think we'll play Cincinnati in the back half of the season. I don't think we're going to play them in the front half of the season.
Do you think they're going to cancel these international games?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, but who knows? I hope they do. I personally feel they need to.
I mean, guys, you can Google it. The NFL has already said that by May 9th,
May 9th.
By May 9th, they will have the schedule out. So that's another thing to look forward to.
So in 2 weeks, we could feel a lot better about,
predictions.
Yeah, because you'll know what order, what's late. If a lot of those tough games are late in the season, that's going to be nice. See, those real hard games and division games, if they later in the season, that's better for us.
We're going to have one in the first month. You always have one in the first month. It's about who we playing in that first month.
Yeah,
you always have one in the first month. So I would like to, personally, I would like for us to be at the Jets.
Early?
Yes, because y'all don't know how cold it was. Y'all don't know how much of a struggle it was to sit through all of that. And then for it to be in a loss off of a bogus referee challenge review. Oh my God. There's still a guy I have to go back and hopefully find and apologize to him because he was saying something and I was so irate. I mean, I know y'all see this nice, but I'm a very passionate fan. And I didn't scream in his face, but I just said something to him because I was really, Mr. Ballgame wants the link, TD. I dropped the link. So
hold on. Let me put it in.
I was so emotional after that game and sitting in the cold. And then I had to take that drive back home. Man, if I ever see that man again, I still remember his face. If I ever see that man again, I would really apologize to him. I didn't say anything wrong or disrespectful. It was just more of my tone towards it.
Yeah, you was out there acting up. Don't be honest.
I was not. I don't have inner anger. I really don't. You can ask anyone who knows me. I don't have inner anger, but it was more adrenaline. Hey, it was more inner adrenaline than anything that was going on at that point because it was right after and we were all walking down. So
do you see ball game?
Yeah, I see him. Can you see him? I don't hear him, but I can see him.
Hold on. Let me see something. I think that might be in my end.
What up? What up?
There you go. There you go. What's up?
All right.
What you got to correct me on now?
Hey, listen, I can't correct nobody on being passionate about the team that we love. I do have to step in here though, just for a bit though, and make sure I clear up a couple things, because whenever I chime in the chat, generally it's based off of something that I've seen that I think is going to be a problem for us long term as a team. Now, going back through the evaluations and looking at all 32 teams, and especially the other 3 that are in our divisions, I don't see, except for the Patriots losing their general, I don't really see where any of the other teams got weaker in a sense. They all had fairly decent to above average. Some people would even argue that Buffalo had one of the top 3 off seasons in the NFL. So with that being said, yes, TD, you're 100% correct. We're supposed to beat those guys. Yes, we should be the top dogs in the division. But they did go to the playoffs. That defense did keep them in a lot of games. That defense did do phenomenal things for them last year, and they didn't lose many pieces off of it. And they added some key pieces and some offensive weapons in the season, over the offseason. So I can't really jump on board with you guys and saying 6-0 sweep.
I didn't say 6-0 sweep.
But TD said 6-0. I told him realistically I see 4-2. We sweep the Jets and split with the Pats. And the only reason we split with the Pats because we're not a cold weather team, and it's real hard for us to win in Foxborough. So we split with Buffalo on their turf. We beat them at home. We split with New England and beat them on our turf as well. They can't really play in Miami. We can't play in New England. We figure that out. That's when we become dominant. But as far as my estimation of how many games we're gonna win this year is really all based on how fast this offense gels together. Now you got 5 brand new guys that we're bringing in for this offensive line alone. I read an article today about what's the future for Dieter and how, we talked about it. I think I mentioned it before. And EM, I give him credit too. He and I were both on the same page about Dieter not being strong enough in this offense or at this level right now to be what's considered a very good guard. But he could be a good center. So the article suggests that they were going to move, but that dude writing the article was almost 6 weeks late because EM and I already talked about, and Reason and TD, we already talked about these things 6 weeks ago. So hell, he writing the article, but they should be paying us. Fact of the matter is, all those changes to this offensive line won't happen positively for us until those guys are actively able to get on the field in front of us. That's not the issue with a bunch of these teams. Well, Jets got some new offensive linemen too. So the Jets are going to be doing the same thing we're doing, trying to figure out which pieces match the best so that they mesh the best so that we can get the best continuity up front. That takes a while. You know what I mean? Even though you can get it in, even though you go against your own guys in practice, and I believe there's going to be a huge growth potential situation for our young guys because they're going to be going up against all these dogs that we brought in from free agency, in addition to these hungry rookies that we brought in. Fact of the matter is, it's hard to simulate the same level of intensity that your opponent who wants to really and truthfully embarrass you is going to give you on a Sunday in your weekly practices. You can ramp them up. You can try to create as much atmosphere as possible. That's just real hard to do because your opponent don't really give 2 craps about you. Your teammate don't want to see you get hurt. They want to see you get better, but at the same time, they don't want to see you get hurt. Your opponent want to embarrass you. So with that being said, our struggles will be offensively long before they'll be defensively. But if we're on the field a lot as a defense, then we have to factor in that there will be some nicks. There will be some bruises. There will be some people that may very well get injured, things of that nature. And that could affect our ability to truthfully win games that we probably have slated that we should win. What I'm saying is I want the fans, I want people that are true fans of this team to be understanding and optimistic about our long-term potential. But if you don't see what you need to see early up front, don't go be Debbie Downer and go back into that shell of, oh, here we go with the same old same, because it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? If anybody that understands football, if you would truly understand football, you know without a shadow of a doubt that the offenses generally take longer to gel than the defenses do. And with that being said, you're asking at an NFL level for kids who just came from college, who had pro-style offenses but didn't have all pro level calls, to be out there now with the options of 4 to 5 different variations in one offensive play. The wide receivers can have 2 or 3 different routes loaded in based on the coverages that they've seen. That's not what you're really seeing a lot of times in college. So now these guys got to go back. The offensive calls for the offensive lineman are long. As far as protections, it's going to be 4 to 5 different things based on what the defensive front does up front, setting those protections. All that stuff takes a lot of time to get continuity and trust to the guy left and to the right of you. So if we struggle, it'll be struggles based on our offense, and our defense will hold us in. Special teams should be solid so we can kick field goals. You can kick field goals and win games. We did that before. It ain't pretty, but a win is a win. It doesn't matter whether you win by 20 or you win by 1. A win is a win, and you move on to the next thing. I just want our fans to be understanding of that, because the intricacies of getting your offense up to a point where it's finally tuned, it takes some time. And unfortunately for us, we're in a situation where we drafted a stud quarterback, but I don't think the regime is necessarily looking to play him early. And he may not even play at all this season. So with that being said, they have to do their due diligence on, we know what Fitzpatrick brings to the table. They kept Josh Rosen for a reason. So he's going to have a crack at playing a couple games too, to see what they have in him for trade bait purposes, or even if it's worth keeping him around so that he can actually push toward to be the best version he can be. At the end of the day, none of that happens and none of this stuff matters until that offensive line gels. And the sooner they can get on the field and start getting comfortable with each other, the better things will be. But in all actuality, virtually right now, the virtual training and things that they're going to be doing, that's for individual purposes. That's for them to check in to see, for them to check in with the coaches, so the coaches can see they actively have a plan of getting in shape. Because generally right now at this point, most of the guys are checking in with their personal trainers and checking in with their with their guys that they use to keep them off of bad habits during the off season. And then they start checking in with the coaches. Well, because they can't go in OTAs and things of that nature, now at this point they got to rely on bringing in other people with them to help them get up to speed where the coaches would have been. And that's a process that all of the players have to do. But there's only so many, that can only take you so far, because when you're in football, obviously everybody knows football is a team. That's a team sport. So you're only going to get as good as you can get working with the guys in unison up front. Defense is easy. Defense is more just communication and a guy just doing his job. If you got to go in and you got to plug the A gap, you just plug the A gap. That's easy. Defense is always easier to come, and it comes along a lot faster. But that offense, man, that's a lot. So I just want people to be patient. That's really what I came on to say. I wasn't coming on to knock TD's anticipation and optimism in regards to what we can get to and what we can be. I'm just realistically thinking back over all of the years that I coached football and what transpired, even at the high school level. My defense held teams to 3, 6, 7 points. My offense put up 9 points when we knew we had the capabilities of putting up 28, 30 points. But that didn't happen until later in the season, when guys got comfortable with each other. Quarterbacks trusted the wide receivers a bit more. The offensive line was blocking and just bullying everybody around. Then you saw that type of production, and it takes time for that. So I just want people to be patient and understand.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Right? This is one of the questions I asked earlier to TD, and I would like to start asking some of you guys this on the panel, right? Me and TD have a shirt on this question. Will Jordan Howard have more rushing yards than Preston has receiving? Who are you taking to have more?
I think because of the way Gailey's system is, well, if he's bringing in the same type of system that he had previously, then the two primary wide receivers, the flanker and the split end, will get the lion's share of the receptions and deep shots down the field, with the slot guys actually as the chain movers. And that in turn, depending on what the defense gives us, puts them to have larger numbers, in essence, overall, than the running back. The running back position in Shane Gailey's offense is really to keep people honest.
Yep.
So they get what they get. If the run is on, if it's, you know what I'm saying, if it's a 34, if it's a 24 lead, or if it's a 24 power, that power really and truthfully is only designed to get 6 to 8 yards. You feel what I'm saying? And then they reload back with a pass play, because they will pass on first down. But if he gets, if they get into a rhythm, and if the running backs do get into a rhythm, then Shane Gailey has always been the type of coach that he really and truthfully doesn't want to take away that type of momentum. So if we are dominant on the run in the run game, then he'll stick with it, and he will bludgeon you. Right? He will bludgeon you until you can't. If you show up and if a team shows up and they show that they can't stop the run, it's gonna be a run fest. So it ain't pretty, but it's gonna be effective. Yeah. But if they stop the run, then his defense really is 55-45. Right. 55 pass, 45 run. But it all depends, and you can go anywhere from 80-20 all the way to it being flipped, depending on what we see from the defense. You see what I'm saying? But he does like to feature his outside. He does like big receivers outside, and he does like guys that can get yak and yards out the carry on the inside. So they have to be shifty, be able to catch a slant, you know what I'm saying, and get into the seam and get gone type of thing. So that's a tough question.
I said it's going to be close, but
it's going to be real close. It's going to be real close.
I went with the running back.
You might be able to see Jordan Howard somewhere like 885 yards rushing with 9-10 touchdowns, and Preston. And then you see Parker over there with 935 yards receiving and maybe 7 touchdowns, something like that. But Parker's issue is going to be
Preston. You talking about Preston?
No, I'm talking about Parker.
Oh,
Parker's issue. Parker's success is kind of going to be hinged to some degree with Preston or whoever's opposite him, because they're going to feed who hot. You feel me? If they've got a matchup in Shane Gailey's offense, also the matchups matter. So if Preston has a better matchup going than Parker does, that's who you're going to see get the lion's share of the balls thrown their way. If Gesicki has a matchup, he might be the one. If they have a sorry linebacker or an inept safety covering him, you're going to exploit the matchups. That's the beauty of the offense. It's all based on the matchups, right? So if a team can match up with us, then it's going to be a great show. But Gailey's offense is all about taking what they give you. You know what I mean? And playmakers making plays. So you're going to see a lot of slants. You're going to see a lot of outs. You're going to see a lot of deep outs. You're going to see a lot of deep digs. You're going to see a lot of post corner routes, things of that nature, with an end route underneath it and a streak pulling the safety to the middle of the field and cover 3, all types of stuff like that. Intricate route combinations, all designed to hit the ball deep. I mean, it's a vertical passing game, but at the same time, it's a vertical passing game with the run, with the power run, with more of a power run, but it's zone blocking. You know what I mean? And you're putting your guards. You know what I'm saying? You want your guards to be overly aggressive in their pursuit of annihilating the DT and the DN in front of them, and have the tackle get up to the next level so that the guard and center can work. And you know what I mean? That type of thing. But it's an effective offense. You know what I mean? He ran it pretty well. Well, they ran a version of it. He wasn't an offensive coordinator in Buffalo when he was a coach. You know what I mean? He was a coach there too. And then when he was in Dallas, there's remnants of it. It's effective. know, it's old school football. Really, what it comes to, it's old school football with the full fledged passing attack,
Yep.
intricate passing attack. Yeah. So
hold on one second. Lisa Sober, did you listen? I'm always for another female trying to come on here because I be needing vacation.
Where she at? Where Lisa at?
Lisa Sober said, "Can anyone come on here?" So if that was a shot for you to come on here, please come on here because I would love.
We welcome anyone. It don't matter your gender.
Especially
if
on
you're knowledgeable in the
Mondays.
game and you're passionate about these Dolphins, let's hear it. So, he said ball game. What do you think about Byron? Hey, you know what? Byron Jones was a safety. That's his original position, and then they converted him to cornerback. So I said a couple of days ago that the transition or the swapping of personnel, if anybody could do it, Byron could do it because that's where he naturally came from. Some corners don't have the ability to go back and play up on the perch like that. But Byron Jones is a special animal. He has the ability. He's a two-way guy. He could play free safety and he could play corner. So that's why I believe that they really went after him because he has that versatility. Now, I don't believe that they'll take him away from being corner because of his effectiveness and eliminating receivers and things of that nature and being a sound tackler at the cornerback spot. But that all depends on the progression of some of these young guys. If you get a Tankersley or you get a Needham or even who else we got? Tankersley, Needham. And that's really it. I want to see what Tankersley does. But Needham, listen, if Needham continues with his technique development, you could very well see packages where Byron Jones flexes back up on the perch. If they trust Needham to hold down the weak side cornerback spot. Yeah.
All right. Quick question, because me and TD we're talking about this. How many points per game do you anticipate we could have, and how much do you think we will allow?
I think on paper right now we could realistically put up, and our average for the year probably be somewhere between 24.8 to 25 points a game, and then we only give up somewhere roughly around 16.7 to 17 points.
See, he's around the same area in Mr. Ball game.
Yeah. I'm not at any point. Yeah. I think every game there will be one touchdown that we might, because there's always lapses. There's always lapses on defensive coverage and people just not communicating. So you account for there being at least one touchdown like that. But I don't see us giving up many more. I mean, a field goal, yes, because you kept them out of getting a touchdown, and then something else, but no more than 17 points. I don't see us giving up no more than 17 points a game. Not with the way we look on paper. Now, offensively, like I said, we're gonna struggle early out the gate, but I think as we've shown, they gain momentum down the stretch, and the average will increase exponentially to roughly about 25 points a game. So,
and our defense might
27 points a game. I think.
And the reason why I believe that it could be that high because our defense may also put some points on the board.
Some points up too. Yeah, but I count defensive points. I count defensive points as bonuses. Because their only job, really, in the truth of the matter, the way I coach football and the way it was always coached to me, is that the offense has 4 downs, right? So if they go out and they stop and we get the ball back, every time we get the ball back on a 3rd and out, that's a bonus. Because in truth, most offensive coordinators think I have 4 downs to get 10 yards. They teach their offenses that. They don't say we got 3 downs to get 10 yards. They say we got 4 downs. Because if they're in the right position, if it's 4th and 1 at the 48-yard line, you know what I'm saying? 86% of the coaches in the NFL are going to go for it because they believe they can get that 1 yard. You see what I'm saying? So but our defensive mindset, I know Flores' mindset is the same because I went to a coaching camp at USC in 2008. And Belichick was a speaker. He said, I coach for 4 downs. We get them off on 3, it's a bonus. Defense wins. So that's opportunities every time for the offense to generate points. So even if we don't get turnovers or score pick sixes or stuff of that nature, every time we get a team out the field on 3rd and down, that's a win for the defense that you could potentially look at as being maybe 3 points or more. So
Gotcha. All
you
right.
know, it's just all in the philosophy is really what it comes down to. But potential wise, if Preston can come back to be any resemblance of what he was in those, you know, in those 4 games that he had where he was really shining, if he can give us 80% of that, it'll be tough to stop because size wise, tenacity, and the complexities of this offense that Shan Gator is going to be Preston and Devante together is a nightmare match. It's a mismatch because you got a 6'3" guy, 6'4" guy, and it doesn't even matter if you put Jakeem in the slot, you flex out Gesicki, or you go with Albert Wilson and Gesicki, or even if you went 5 wide and you excluded the running back altogether and you went 5 wide receivers. I don't see no team in the NFL is equipped to match up right now with 5 wide receivers with the potential of the guys that we have.
Yeah, and breaking news, guys. We just signed safety Kavon Frazier, so we're bringing in more individuals in the safety room, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they're addressing the position. I think, and a lot of that is to, a lot of that is also to light a fire under the guys that are there. Like Adrian Colbert, right, who was on the practice squad for I keep talking about him, but I keep talking about him because there's so much upside to him. Like, the dude ran 4.25.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Y'all ever seen the you ever seen the movie Major League?
Huh?
Ever seen that movie Major League? Like,
yeah. A long time ago, Vincent.
Remember how they had the one fan that was always heckling them? Like, no matter what they did?
Yeah.
That's Mike, yo.
Yeah, that's
like,
Mike.
Mike, my dude.
That's it. That's Mike, man.
That is Mike. The Dolphins could go out and have an amazing draft, and Mike will find anything wrong that they do with it.
You know,
Shout out to you, Mike.
After my interaction with him the other night, I went and I sat and I talked with my sons and I talked with my daughter, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna pray. So I don't let Mike get to me. I'm gonna ignore any and all comments that Mike makes.
Like the playoffs, and here go Mike.
God bless Mike because, you know,
yes, man, we show Mike love no matter what, man. Shout out to Mike, y'all.
Yeah, shout out to Mike, man. Shout out to Mike.
We can win the Super Bowl. Here go Mike. We're going to lose it next year. Like, not even going to enjoy the Super Bowl win.
That's him. That's him. But it's all good. It's all good. I think I believe he's just genuinely 100% tired of losing and wants something different. So I can't even hate on him. I can't even be mad at him for wanting what he wants.
You can't, because we've done it to the fans so much. Like the franchise has done it to the fans so much that he has a point. But
I can't be mad at it. So.
Someone says, "Do you think you're gonna win the division? Why not?"
Say what now?
Someone asked, "Are we going to win the division? Why not?" We're not. It's not more than likely. I've been teaching my sister how to use that. It's not more than likely, but why not? We have a chance.
I would say this. I would say this. I believe that we have, in order to win the division, that would mean that we would actually have to truthfully beat out our projections in terms of, I said 4-2. TD said if we go 6-0, then we definitely win the division automatically.
Not necessarily, because we could go 6-10.
But you win your division. You still win the division.
You
just don't make the playoffs.
No, because technically,
no, you can win the division and not make the playoffs.
Huh?
You can beat everybody in your division and not make the playoffs, and you can still be the division winner.
No, that's not possible.
Yeah, you can be. You can win your division.
Every division winner gets a playoff spot.
No, okay. But here's what I'm saying to you, right?
I'm listening.
You're saying in terms of the records. I'm saying that if there's 3 other teams in our division and we beat all 3 of those teams.
Oh, you mean like the inside division?
Yes.
Like, when I think of division, I think about like division winner at the overall record. You're talking about within the division record.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So, that's the first business, because it don't even matter. I mean, it matters a lot in terms of winning the other games, but if you don't handle your division business, what does that really mean? I mean, you can, because you've seen it yourself. Seen teams go 1-5 in their division and go 11, and be 10-6 and beat everybody else, but don't win the division, and then Or what does that do for you? You know what I'm saying? We handle that business, it'll make the business of
really.
everywhere else a lot easier because I don't necessarily outside of the AFC North, I don't necessarily know if the other two divisions are well, and then you got Kansas City to deal with, but the Raiders are still working some things out. Chargers still trying to figure it out. And then the Broncos are still trying to figure it out. So the AFC East and the AFC North, to me, are the two toughest divisions in the AFC. And a lot of ours, I think, is mental. But with new coaching and a new mindset from the coaching staff, you kind of have to just shake all that stuff off and just say, you know what? We're not going to let these guys bully us around no more. And they brought people in to specifically counter the mental game that Bill Belichick plays and how he goes about doing things. Because, hell, we done beat them in Miami every year, pretty much. So it's not that we're afraid of them. We just lack execution when we get up there on their turf. So we can get over that hump. That's preparation. You know what I mean? That's preparation. That's guys going out and doing it the same way they practice it and not trying to ad-lib and doing more than what they need to do and allowing themselves to leave their teammate, you know what I'm saying, out on a limb. All we want guys to do is what he said, takes no talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just do your job. Do your job. Just go out and do your job. Don't go out trying to be no darn Superman. Just do your job. You do your job, everything will work. Because we practice it. Because you practice the way you're going to play. Right? If they do that and they believe in that, everything else will take care of itself. Because, yeah, the roster over there on the Patriots is not looking so nice.
Man,
you know?
Yeah. I listen, when it comes down, we're going to be in the hunt of it all. This is why can we finally finish out the season?
Man, listen, the fact that they added another playoff spot on both sides increases our chances of actually being able to get in. But just like anything else, my thought process is if you get the ticket to get into the dance, everything resets.
Everybody is 0-0.
Everybody 0-0. Handle your business.
You just need that ticket to punch to get in.
So we just wait for the ticket.
Could we
can slide in at 10-6.
Yeah, could we get a ticket? Could we get a ticket this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Man,
based on potential.
Listen, can I say
on the potential of this roster? Yes.
AFC South gonna beat each other up.
Who?
The AFC South, they gonna beat each other up.
Hey, the winner of the AFC South is coming out of there 9-7.
You already know what's going on in the North.
They're 9-7. That's a 9-7 division right now. Nobody is in a position to actually take a full-fledged control of it. There's chaos amongst all those teams. Houston set themselves back a little bit. So the winner of the AFC South is actually going to probably be a 9-7 team.
I got a question.
Hold on. I forgot the Titans. The Titans. Yeah. Titans might go 10-6.
Where?
They might.
Where?
That's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Where?
It's a stretch.
They're not sniffing.
But they won it last year. Listen, so you have to give them a nod a little bit.
They won what last year?
They won the division.
No, they didn't.
No. Houston won it at the end.
They won. Listen.
Well, they advanced.
I bet a Tennessee Titans
they advanced, so they won the division in my book.
Listen, I bet a Tennessee player in the beginning of the season that they weren't going to win their division, and I told him, TD can attest to this. I said, if y'all don't start Tannehill, y'all not winning that division, and I clearly said it to him.
Let me ask you a question.
I hate Tannehill. I don't believe it.
Let me ask you a question.
But I got my money.
Who's the better team right now, Tennessee or Houston?
Tennessee's better, but don't sleep on the Colts. Don't sleep on what the Colts is doing up there, baby. Because remember, Jacoby Brissett, they were rolling and Jacoby Brissett got hurt. Don't sleep on him now.
I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna sleep on him. I'm not gonna sleep on him, but I'm definitely not gonna keep my eye open for him either.
Tennessee had 10 wins and 6 of them Tannehill didn't play.
Yeah, exactly.
I say they could put up 11 or 12 this season. 11 or 12.
Let's just see how that schedule. I'll tell you, I'll be a little bit more accurate of my assessment of them once I see what the schedule is like. Because when you start looking at where the teams fall at on that schedule, then you can start saying to yourself, okay, because then you got to really look at the true strengths and weaknesses of the team. I just know playing the 49ers for us, playing the Redskins, playing the Cardinals should be a win.
Listen,
playing Seattle, I don't know, man. You know, that Russell Wilson thing is something serious. The effect he had when he on that field, man, is something serious. So
Tennessee got to play Baltimore.
Listen, I'll make it simple. AFC North and NFC North.
They beat them,
AFC
though.
North and NFC
Yeah, they
North.
did. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
so-
They did beat them. They got to play Baltimore. They got to play Cincinnati. They got to
Okay.
play Denver. They got to play Green Bay, Texans,
That's
Colts,
a win. That's a win.
You think you're beating
Jags,
Green Bay?
That's a win.
Green Bay?
Vikings.
No. They're not beating
Oh.
Green Bay. No.
Well, who knows? But we'll see. Vikings.
Oh, yeah, that
Texans.
NFC North ain't no. Hey, that NFC North ain't no pushover. I'm glad we ain't got to play them.
And Detroit's coming back with staff in them. Nah.
Yeah, they got the Texans twice, the Colts twice, the Jags twice. They got the Browns.
They could easily go 4-2 in that division. So
the Steelers, the Bears, the Lions, and Buffalo.
yeah, they're not gonna beat the Bills, but
I don't know. The Bills ain't gonna be as good as people think. I personally believe that.
You really
Listen,
you really not giving the Bills no credit.
I don't believe in them.
Listen, ask TD. I collect shirts. You feel me? I collect
believe in the
shirts.
Bills.
I collect shirts, memorabilia, anything you want to bet on Tennessee getting 10. I'll let you have 10. I'm not even gonna say over 10. I'll let you
Tennessee
have 10.
10 wins.
Oh, you want to bet that?
Tennessee
Another shirt.
10.
Another
You want to
shirt.
bet that? Bet a
That's
shirt.
2 shirts.
Bet a shirt.
That's
Yeah,
another
Listen,
one.
let me
Shirt.
write this thing
I don't
down,
even listen. It don't even feel right. My skin itching. Me
I
betting
know.
on a whole nother team. But
Yeah, I know, but hey, this
they
is
got Tannehill over there. I believe in Tannehill. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you do. I'm really glad you do.
10 wins, Finsanity.
Okay, so hold up. You said over 10.
No, 10.
No, 10.
10 or over.
Okay, so yes, yeah.
Look at it.
The line is at 10. So if they get over that, then we Gucci. But it gotta be, you know what I mean? You
trying to fine print the
yeah, you
words.
trying
Over
to finesse
10.
it.
All right, that's ball game. And TD. What was the other one? Oh, Howard versus Preston.
Listen, man.
Listen,
Derrick Henry gonna get 8 himself.
Excuse me?
All right, we're gonna see.
Ball game. We saw. Hey, listen. As y'all know, Derrick don't come on until the second half of the season.
That's why
Tannehill. That's why Tannehill should have started at the beginning.
We saw how that worked out against Kansas City. All right. Ball game in TD.
One game?
Oh my God. Listen, we're not gonna get into that rabbit hole.
How did it work out for see what we told on Finsanity? Nope. We're talking about the regular season, not the playoffs. How did it work out for
how did it work out for him in the regular season?
How did it work out for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City in the regular season when Tannehill came back from down by 14 in the fourth quarter and won? How did it work out then? In the regular season, we ain't talking about the playoffs. We talk about the regular season. They were down by 14. Tannehill brought them back and won the game against Patrick Mahomes, not injured. Patrick Mahomes that put up over 30 points. Tannehill came back
10,
down
right?
by 14.
10 for Tennessee. All right. 10 for Tennessee.
10 wins.
10 for Tennessee.
I don't like it because they're in the AFC.
Hey, sis, that's a breeze.
Okay.
That's a breeze for them.
If he started from the beginning of the season, they should have had 13 wins.
Yeah.
Probably 14.
Coach gonna sweep and watch. We can put a jersey on that right now. Coach gonna sweep them.
Listen,
Coach
man.
going 7-9. Sorry.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think
they're gonna force because they're gonna push the envelope with they don't really believe in Brissett.
They got Taylor and Marlon Mack. They ain't gotta do nothing but hand that ball off. They all right.
You keep believing that, but they don't really believe in Brissett.
They got Phillip. They're not starting Brissett. They're starting Phillip.
Yeah, he ain't gonna last either.
I don't think he is, but I know that run game gonna last, and that defense was pretty solid. So listen, you know my philosophy.
We'll see. You believe in Phillip Rivers?
I would never believe in that man. He had a great wide receiver.
Let me do that right quick. You believe in Phillip Rivers?
Why would I?
All right,
I don't believe. Listen, can I tell you something? When it comes down to
7-9,
I only believe in run games and defenses. I don't believe in run games and defenses. That's it. That's all I believe in.
Ricky hit the wall, so he ain't Saquon.
He ain't gonna hit no wall.
Okay.
He ain't gonna hit no wall. Okay. I ain't picking him up in fantasy, but he ain't gonna hit no wall.
Well, why you want to pick him up in fantasy? You believe in him, right?
I said I believe in run games and defenses. That's what I said.
You just said Marlon Mack and Taylor gonna carry them.
So Marlon Mack gonna get majority of the snaps.
So do you believe in him or don't you believe in him? Which is it?
I believe in the run game as a completeness.
Oh, okay.
Backtracking.
You backtracking,
People forget the coach was leading that division.
Get your moon. Hey, sis, it's okay. Get your moonwalk on. It's all good.
Don't do that. Nah.
Get your moonwalk on.
Listen, all I'm worrying about is 10. And they ain't gonna get to that So I ain't gonna be buying no t-shirts. I'm gonna be getting 2 more.
Houston took a step back. Sorry, but
how? Cause you want me to say I believe in a certain player? Anything can happen. Anyone can get hurt.
Hold on,
Ain't nobody but the.
But do you put Houston above Tennessee, FinSanity?
What?
Do you put Houston above Tennessee right now?
Roster, like on paper? I like
next year. Do you think Tennessee's gonna? I mean, Houston's gonna end up better than Tennessee? That should be your answer right there, and you know what the answer is.
Right? You
know what the answer is.
She's slow walking it, ain't she?
Did I not? I said, first of all, that's not the bet. We didn't bet is Tennessee gonna be better than Houston. We ain't bet if Tennessee gonna be better than the Colts. All I said, and my thing is, I ain't gonna be rooting for Houston next year. I'm not rooting for Houston in any game next year. I love Deshaun. I hope he put up good numbers, but I ain't hoping they win. That ain't in me. You feel me? I need that top pick real quick. But what we said was Tennessee getting the 10. Don't move the goalposts. Don't move the goalposts. We all right where we
10
at.
points. Me and Ball Game got shirts on. We about to rock Ball
shirts
Game.
on the way.
We about to rock a Ball Game. We gonna get matching shirts.
I can't wait. And y'all ain't put no injury clause in this? Oh, I can't wait.
I ain't worried about the injury clause.
It's easy.
I ain't worried about the injury clause. Mariota gone. That's all that matters.
Can't wait. Huh?
Mariota gone. That's all that matters.
Nah, it's all right.
But listen, everybody, we appreciate y'all tuning in this evening. The TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We're coming up on the 6:30 hour Eastern Standard Time, guys. Make sure you check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TD Fans Talk. You can also find the content at dolphinstalk.com. And all the Patreon members, we appreciate your love and support. If you want to become a Patreon, check out the link in the description of every video. All those who donate, thank you for your contributions to the channel. You can also donate via PayPal and Cash App. Links are listed below in the comment section. Thank you so much, Ball Game and Finsanity. Y'all know I'm going to see y'all real soon. This is TD Fans Talk. Any last words, guys, before we get out of here?
Patience, people. Be patient. What we have been waiting for will come to us. You just got to be patient. Believe in the system. Trust the process. It is not an easy process to design and build a winning. But we have the pieces, and we will continue to grab pieces this year through free agency still, because there's a lot of good players out there, and next year in the draft to get where we need to be. This is not a 1-year turnaround, but it is a 1-year process for us now of progression towards being better than we were last year. And I believe we have addressed that, done everything we needed to do this year in this offseason to successfully complete that portion of this process. Believe, because we are on a different trajectory.
Yes. Insanity.
Final words. How about this? Fins up, first and foremost. I'm gonna listen, you guys. We'll probably be making a lot of bets from now on here on out. It'll be real interesting that they're really gonna lock these in this early. Not knowing what the roster is gonna look like for Tennessee. That's on them. For Donald, as far as OJ Howard, I kept seeing you put it. We were not ignoring you. At the right price, yes, I would love to have OJ Howard. More competition, more grooming, and all that. And as far as what was the kid's name that kept shooting his shot all stream?
God's child.
Yeah.
That's why you say it like that.
Because I'm here for football. So
what is that Ball Game?
I'm sorry, I wasn't even reading. That's my response to everyone, but I am flattered. Thank you. We'll leave it like that.
Insanity's flattered, but she told y'all she's here for football, guys.
Thank you.
Let me ask this one question and then I'm good, bro. Anthony asked, he said, realistically, how long do we have to rebuild before we actually competing for home field advantage and conference championship? Yesterday. Hey, this organization and this coaching staff, the way they coached last year, convinces me that they have the ability to take something from nothing. I mean, have the ability to make something from nothing. So I'm saying by the end of next season, we'll be where we need to be. And I said 3 years to the Super Bowl, and I believe in that wholeheartedly, Anthony. But we could get there sooner. I don't see, with them adding that new playoff spot, I don't see it being unrealistic that we can actually make the playoffs this year. How deep we go, that's all based on how deep we go is all based on how in tune these guys are to what the coaching staff is asking for them, and how dedicated they are to the process. Anything happens in the playoffs, but I believe we can actually make the playoffs this year. So, but you know,
listen,
they got to go out and do it. So that's my answer, Anthony. I'm sorry I missed your question. I wasn't watching the stream. I mean, watching the chat, bro.
It's gonna be easy. 2021, easy.
Listen,
we have the AFC South who we're going to sweep like that, and then we have the AFC East who we should have we should have a dominant within division record against, and then we have the NFC South in 2021.
Got to take care of your home business first.
Interesting. 2021.
Yeah. Listen, we about to get out of here, y'all. But to close this out, I agree with 2021 Super Bowl champs. 2021 Super Bowl champs, not regular season. That means this year we earn in the playoffs, and next year in January at the end of the month, we going to the Super Bowl and we winning it all. I don't care what none of them say. We winning it all right now, baby. This is TD FINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Fins, stand up. This is our Super Bowl year. We're going to shock the world. This is the time to shock the world. We're going to shock the world, ball game.
Yeah, indeed, bro.
We're going to shock the world. It's Super Bowl time, baby.
Mickey's back. Oh, my gosh. Bye, Mickey.
Let's go. I'll see y'all later, man. Thank y'all.
Right,
love
brother.
y'all.
Yeah.
Peace. Hey, we out of here, y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in once again, man. Thank y'all for being our Fins family over here at TD Fins Talk. We love you, man. We've been live for 2 hours and 1 minute. It's 1 minute. It's time to get out of here, but y'all be safe. Y'all have fun, and we'll see y'all soon. Make sure you stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hey, guys, I want y'all to, if y'all can help the channel out, because we've been actually growing so fast right now. We're at 8,637 subscribers. Let me make sure it's 38 subscribers. We're almost at 9,000 subscribers. We are 362 subscribers away. We take it 100 at a time. So the next 62 subscribers, we want to go ahead and grab a hold of and bring them on board with the family. So if you're a part of a Miami Dolphins fan club or anything like that, drop the link. Let them know that TD FINSTALK is here. Go ahead and spread the word. I need you guys' help. You can help this channel massively by letting other people know about TD FINSTALK. We want to try to get to 9,000 pretty soon, guys, and we can make it happen. We're 10 away from 500 this month. Last month, we achieved 500, and we're 10 away from 500 this month. So we probably might even hit 600 this month, but you all can help that happen. Spread the word. Let everybody know that it's a family and it's a party over here. TD FINSTALK, we are out. See y'all soon. Peace.